Hi there, I'm James. Welcome to my studio here at home. If you have not practiced with me before, please feel free to visit my website later when you have some time. And it's ocyogi.com. I will also leave a link for the site below the video, okay? If you have any injuries or modifications, please set your intention ahead of time before you start practicing. Be aware of your injuries, modify or rest when you need to. Today's practice, we'll go ahead and start standing. Let's go ahead and face each other. I'm going to go ahead and turn the feet out. I'm going to stand a little bit wider. I want you to do the same also, okay? Gently bend the knees here. Just notice if there's anything going on in the joints, in the knee joints. If you need to stand a little bit closer or wider, that's okay. But just see if the knees can follow the toes as you turn the feet out. Draw the belly button in and tuck your tailbone underneath. Try to keep your posture upright as best as you can. Constantly hug the belly in here. Now shrug your shoulders up, back, and down a bit. Make a fist here. Circle the hands about the wrist joints, warming up the wrist joints a bit. And if you need a little hand stretch, sometimes I like to turn the hand palm facing me and gently press or open close hands. And again, bend and extend a few times. Good. Inhale now as you come up. Exhale as you lower down. So you're really strong through the legs, you're hugging in the belly, and you're trying to tuck that tailbone underneath you. We refer to that as a posterior tilt in your pelvis, okay? Anterior tilt is when you stick your hips out. Posterior tilt is when you bring your tailbone underneath and you bring your hips more underneath you. So I'm already feeling it a little bit in the quadriceps here, but if you wanted a little bit more, you could lower down a bit more and rock your weight a little bit left and right. Going to bring in some blood flow to the legs as we statically move a bit here, or hold a bit, and we'll dynamically move a bit also. Okay, inhaling, we come back up. Exhale, lower down. Back up, inhale. Exhale, lower down, hands in front of you. Back up, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Good. Now, your left foot, heel off the floor. Shift your weight into the ball of the foot. Make sure knee is okay. You don't shift too far that way. You could bring the heel back down, okay? Other foot here, your right foot probably, heel off the floor. Again, belly button in. So initially I'm mirroring you, right? So if I call out your right, you just lift up your right heel and lower back down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Inhale and rise. Exhale, lower. Good. Again, posture, soften neck and shoulders, so long spine, neck, belly button, hug it in. Now, your left hand is going to inhale and exhale up and over to the right as you reach. Keep your shoulders in a plane, your chest same, in that kind of two-dimensional sheet of paper in that plane. Sink a little bit lower, reach up and over a little bit more. If you want a bit more, sit a little bit lower, one more breath. Back up, inhale. Exhale over and up to the other side. Again, chest in a plane here. So you're probably drawing your left shoulder towards me, belly button in. Your right hand is reaching up and over to your left. Maybe you're looking up to your right here as you sink a little bit lower and breathing into that right side periphery body of yours. Come back up. Exhale. Now turn the feet inward a bit. Gentle forward fold. Block could be here this way, right? So initially maybe your hamstrings are a bit tight. And you bring your hands to the blocks, shift a little weight there, and then you might heel toe the feet a little wider apart. Go towards more your range of motion. Don't force it here. Some are more flexible. Maybe they're already forward folding, but some might just stay upright here And just let the hamstrings naturally open up with the stretch. Breathe through the nose and maybe exhale out through the nose here. Excellent. Heel toe the feet a little closer back together. Brace through the core, and nice and slow, torso comes back up. And heel toe feet closer and closer. Go ahead and put your block over to the side. If you're using a block, come to the top of your mat, heel toe the feet together here. Root down through the cord, four corners of each foot. Standing nice and tall. Inhaling, really lifting through the heart center. Exhaling, hands relaxed by your sides in samastitihi, or equally standing. And maybe close the eyes here. Begin to ground your intention for your practice. Really ground down here through the roots, which are your feet. Slowly as we blink the eyes open, inhale and sweep arms overhead. Look up, reach up, maybe palms touch. Exhale, Uttanasana, hinge at the hips, a little bend in the knees, forward fold. Now, march in place a little bit here if that feels good. I like to alternate the bending of the knees as I rock the hips left and right, and I try to keep the hips flat, the feet flat. Or you might heel toe the feet a little wider apart and hang out in your ragdoll, or kind of sway a bit like a pendulum here. Maybe nodding head yes, and slowly shaking head no. If it's too much to extend and straighten out the legs, keep the knees bent. Let the belly and the chest rest on the thighs. Lower the hands to the floor and step your feet back into your high plank or Phalakasana position. Okay, high plank inhale. Lower down Chaturanga, beginner level or gradually. If you're getting, warming up through the shoulders and the wrists and the hands, lower the knees down first and then come down with your exhale. Cobra or baby cobra, inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Settle hands, ground your feet down. If it feels good for you to bicycle a little bit here and release. Otherwise, a static hold as we spread the fingers wide open. We constantly press floor away. We tune into the back, to the length across the backs of our legs. Energetically, we're pressing the mat away, sending our head and chest towards our thighs, towards the shins. Maybe you have the lips closed, you're breathing through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step, walk or hop forward. Halfway lift, inhale. This is where your back is flat. Keep the neck long here. Exhale, stay here, hug the belly in. Now lengthen neck here, shoulders away from ears, hands on your shins or on your block or maybe fingertips to the floor, and start to shift the weight slightly towards the balls of the feet. A little bend in your knees, inhale and come up. Exhale. Hands beside you, samastitihi. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, step back or hop back. Chaturanga Dandasana, modify with knees down if you need to. Gentle with the shoulders. Tops of the feet down. Lazy upward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Root the feet down again. Nod head, yes. Shake head, no. Let's take 5 cycles of breath here through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Bend knees. Exhale, hop, step or walk. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Brace through the core. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release, hands beside you. Round 3, inhaling. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, Chaturanga. Gradually, if you're keeping the knees off the floor, hug the elbows in, hug the belly in. Right there is good. Tops of the feet down. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana or upward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle hands, settle feet, 5 cycles of breath. Start to relax and soften the back of the neck a bit more. Notice the weight shifting more into your heels as your hands push floor away. Good. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, hop, float, or step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale and rise. Exhale, Samastitihi. Circle the wrists around a little bit here. If you need a hand stretch, go ahead and give yourself a little stretch. Releasing through the forearms and the wrists. Shrugging shoulders a couple of times. And shake your head no, maybe nod your head yes. Let's heel toe feet together. For Surya Namaskar B or Sun Salutations, Series B, we'll come to chair as we inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway flat back. Exhale, step back or hop or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, transition upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. The reverse Chaturanga, that push-up is optional. Right foot look forward, step it forward, walk it forward if you need to. Back foot heel down. Warrior 1, inhale, rise. Exhale, hands back down. Right foot, pick it up, step back, plank inhale. Chaturanga. Transition. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Left foot, step it forward. Back foot, heel down. Rise, warrior 1 with inhale. Exhale, hands back down. Step back. Exhale, Chaturanga. Transition. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle hands, press floor away here, 5 cycles of breath. Really lifting the kneecaps, flexing your quadriceps. Keeping the legs active and strong. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step, hop or walk forward. Halfway lift, arch up. Exhale, fold. Bend knees. Inhale, come to chair. Exhale as you stand, Namaste. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. This time we'll inhale and float the right foot up high. Open hips to the right for Shavasana. Stack up the right hip above the left, belly button draw it in. And this is where I start to modify the Ashtanga Vinyasa variations a little bit here, right? So pressing floor away, allow the hips to open up. Great little stretch. You might feel it in the hip socket. Looking under the right armpit towards the ceiling. To center, inhale, square up your hips here. Inhale, exhale, now step foot all the way through. Back foot heel down, warrior one, come up. And open here through the heart center, gentle upper back bend, belly button draw it in. You could even circle the wrists around and drop your hands behind your back, interlace and open through the heart center a bit more. Continue to hug in the belly, left hip draws back a bit, right pelvis forward. As you release, inhales, hand up. Exhale, hands down. High to low. As you send that foot up high, and then exhale, chaturanga. Transition. Downward facing dog. Nodding head, yes, and shaking head, no. Left foot inhale, and exhale, Shavasana, open hips to the left. Keep pressing floor away, belly button draw it in. Your right quadricep is strong. As you press floor away, try to glue your right foot heel down. Look under the left armpit towards the ceiling. Square up the hips here, pointing toes, so your three-legged dog extending back with the foot on the left side. Exhale, foot through. Foot heel down, rise, warrior one. Exhale, open through the heart center. Now relax, shake out the wrists a little bit. Again, bring hands behind you. Interlacing, you're dropping the hands down, pulling them back and opening through the chest a bit more. Right pelvis forward, left hip draw it back. Sink a little bit lower, second belly. Release, inhale. Exhale, hands back. Now I'm going to pivot first. So when I step that left foot back up high, I can Ekapada one-legged chaturanga as I float. Downward facing dog. Feet settle, hands settle. 5 cycles of breath through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, hop, float, or step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Make sure the feet are together. Inhale, come to chair. Exhale, stand, Namaste. Shrug shoulders a few times. Just one more round, but again, we'll try to add a little bit more before we do our warrior ones on each side. So again, we come to chair, inhaling. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha, flat back. Exhale, hop back or step back as you chaturanga. Inhaling. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. This time, right foot inhaled high. So keep the hips squared up now, right? You're extending through the right heel like you want to stamp that back right foot against the wall. Balancing on the right hand side, maybe your left hand you lifted off the floor and you reach back for the left leg, back of the left leg. Keep pressing floor away. Keep the hips squared up, keep sucking in the belly. Good. Hover back to your plank and lower the foot down. High plank inhale here. Halfway down. Back up, inhale. Halfway down. Back up, inhale. And downward facing dog. Left foot inhale it back and high. Press floor away. Initially evenly pressing, suck the belly in, glue the right foot heel down, and then you might bounce on the left side, and your right hand slides back, and you're reaching for the back of the right calf leg. Slowly as the hand comes back, you hover to your plank position, inhaling, halfway down. Back up, inhale. Halfway down. Back up, inhale. All the way down. So I modified there. I brought the knees down first. Now tops of the feet down. Send the hands back. Shake out the hands a little bit if you need to. Shoulders draw back away from ears. Tops of the feet keep pressing. We hug the belly off the floor. Engage glutes, engage thighs, chest, shoulders higher off the floor. Now engage the back, the upper back muscles, the rhomboids, the region between the scapulae. Engaging your triceps, the backs of your arms also. Hands come back, curl toes, press back up to a plank position, or some might come to their table, and then downward facing dog. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot inhale it high, exhale it forward. Back foot heel down, warrior one, inhale. Exhale, hands back down. Step, inhale. Chaturanga. Cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot high. Exhale through. Back foot heel down, warrior one. Exhale, hands back. Step back. High to low. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. Settle hands, settle feet here. Nod head yes, shake head no. Really hug the belly in as you root the feet down. 4 more breaths. bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Feet together, halfway lift flat back. Exhale, fold. Take another breath into forward fold here, contracting the core and really trying to get the head a little bit closer towards the floor and towards the knees. Thighs contract, belly button hug it in. Shift the weight to the balls of the feet more, hands to the floor, or blocks are okay. Relax here, little bend in the knees, come to chair, inhaling. Exhale, stand, Namaste. Shrug shoulders up, back, and down a few times. Bring the feet apart a little bit here. Support the lower back. Give yourself a gentle little back bend. Make sure you're lifting through the heart center and then hips forward. As you exhale. No compression through the lumbar here. We want to maintain that lift in the sternum. Relax the head back. Slowly as we come back. Shrug shoulders up, back, and down. And shake out the hands and the wrists. Shake head no. Nod head yes. Brief standing meditation as we stand again. Rooting the feet down, connecting with breath. Noticing its quality. And scanning our vessels from the crown of the head to the soles of our feet. Your right foot is going to be the lead. We're going to set up our Trikonasana stance on this side. So left foot, you could step it back. Heel arch alignment or heel heel. Depends kind of on your anatomy. Each one of us is going to be a little bit different. But try to keep your hips, your shoulders, and your chest in a plane. And use a block if you need to. And reach hands apart here. Lengthening. As soon as you start to reach forward, you start to feel that stretch across the backs of the legs maybe, right? Especially if you're a little bit kind of tighter across the back of the leg like me. Use the hand on the shin, but maintain the lift through the core at the same time. Don't just rely on your hand to rest and come down. Core stays active, belly button in. And scan your neck here. If you need to look down, go ahead and do so. If you want that kind of throat bandha, jalandhara bandha engagement, chin towards the chest as you turn to look up past the hand. Ashtanga variation, peace finger, the right hand, hooks the big toe, and it's upward pulling as you draw the belly in. A little bend in that right knee. Inhale, come back. Exhale, your right foot turns and your left foot turns. So you're turning to your left also. Left is the lead. Same distance between your heels. Trikonasana triangle on this side. Exhaling. Now one side may be a bit different than the other, right? One hamstring back of the leg might feel slightly a bit different. So don't force the reach for the big toe. Hand to the block or the shin floor is okay. Maintain that lift through the core, turning to your right a bit more. Reaching up, same energetic action with Jalandhara bandha, chin coming to chest and then gradually turning to look up. Slowly as you release, again a little bend in that knee. Exhale, turn and turn. Your right foot leads again for Parivrita Trikonasana, revolve triangle. Traditionally, we want the left hand outside of the right foot, pressing the outer blade of the hand against the outer blade of the right foot. But if that's not available, again, don't force it, right? Bring the block over there on the left side so you could place the hand on it. Focus on drawing your right pelvis back, left pelvis forward and down as you come to set it up here. So block variation would look like this, nice and steady. Breathe here to turn open to the right, and then as you reach that right hand up. Over time, as you gradually start to lose the block, or the block might come over to the right side of the foot, and you might be here working the revolve variation. A lot of activity again through the bandhas as we set this up, to the whole time we're drawing in the belly. Soften through the neck and shoulders. Slowly your right hand comes back. Brace through the core. Inhale. Exhale, right hand to your waist. Turn and turn again. Now you're drawing your right hip back and up. Right pelvis forward and down. Block comes with you, right, if you need to. Extension as you exhale and reach. Inhale here first. Right hand or block outside of the left foot, outer blade of the hand pressing against the outer blade of the left foot. If you need to place the block on the inside of the foot here, on your right, to the right of the left foot, then go ahead and do that. Glue the feet down, hug that belly in, pressing through middle toe, big toe of the left foot. Left hand coming back. Inhale, we come back. Exhale. Good. Right foot turns to the right 90, wider stance, similar to a warrior 2. Side angle, Parshva Konasana. Beginner level, forearm to the thigh is okay. Focus on turning to your left. Again, to get the chest, shoulders almost in a plane, and reaching that left hand overhead. Really breathing into that left side periphery body. Gradually dropping the hips a little bit lower as you pull and hug the belly in. If you want a bit more, block on the outside of the foot, hand to the floor. Really lifting, pressing floor away here, or hand to the floor on the outside. Notice again the duration and quality of your breath. If it's a bit much, you might need to back out of it a bit to find some comfort in the asana, some sukham. Slowly come back with the left hand. Help yourself to turn. Pivot on your right foot and your left. You're turning to your left a bit more on both sides. Heel, arch, heel, heel alignment. So extension through our right side, up and over with our right arm. Same modifications. Glue the outer blade of the foot, heel down, hips nice and low, belly button draw it in. Keep that knee towards that pinky toe side as you reach up and over. Drishti up and maybe past the forearm or towards the hand. Slowly as you release, Circle all the way forward and step your right foot back. Inhale. Let's go through a flow. Upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. 4 more breaths here. Good. Right foot, inhale it high. Open Shavasana with option to softly land as you flip the dog into Wild Thing. Side plank modification is also available. Right foot could do a tree pose, Vrikshasana tree on the right side here. Back to our plank. Right leg goes back up high, inhaling. Exhale, foot all the way through. Lower the left knee, shin, and top of the left foot down. Keep the blocks nearby, just in case. You're coming up to a low lunge position to set up the lunge and the twist. Turning to your right, hug the belly in. Right palm on top of left, sliding your left tricep outside of the right thigh here. If you gently press and lift out of your waist, you'll start to feel that twist. Okay, so beginner level, this could be okay. If there's something going on with the lower back, especially if you had any procedures, skip this one. Okay, just do like a simple low lunge and work your balance there. If you want a bit more, you're lifting the back knee off the floor, extending through the heel, and belly button draws in. So I'll show you 2 variations that I like in my twists here. One is right arm behind back and coming for the bind here. The other one is left hand, I'll release it back. I'll step the back foot in just a bit and plant the left foot heel down. And I'm still on that right side with my left arm, pressing hand towards the floor, reaching up and overhead with the right hand. Revolve the side angle or Parivrita Parishvakonasana. Hug belly in. Slowly as you release. Circle to your left, so you can take a Skasandasana or a ninja on this side. Extending, that's a good release, it's a good counter and neutralize for that right side. Shifting to your right, hands forward, right foot steps back, high plank inhale. Chaturanga. Transition. Exhale. Settle hands, settle feet down, nod head yes, shake head no, bicycle a few rounds. Left foot, inhale it high. Open Shavasana. Option to softly land as you come to your Wild Thing. And this could be modified on the forearm also, or if you need to bring the right knee shin down. As you come to side plank, you might take the tree. Just don't place the sole of the left foot on the knee. Keep it on the inner thigh, hug in belly. High plank, inhale. And then downward facing dog or 3-legged dog. Exhaling, 1 more breath here. Exhale, left foot all the way through. Lower the right knee shin and the top of the right foot down. Come up nice and slow. Shrug shoulders. Shake out the hands a bit. Tricep on the right tricep. Forward and lean and bring it outside of the left thigh. Hug belly and start to relax shoulders away from ears. Again, find some sukham, comfort, ease through the neck and shoulders.
Left hand on top of right. Belly button, hug it in. And curl toes, lift up the back knee. If you're going for the bind, hands open apart, inhaling and exhaling, wrapping your left arm behind your back. Plenty of twist here also. If you modified on the other side, you're modifying on this side too. Good. Now, as you bring that back foot in, if you're going for the more traditional variation of the side angle, you want that right foot heel down, bending left knee and really getting again the arm outside of the thigh. Releasing hand to the floor, that serves as a base. Elongate and lift out of your waist here as you reach that left hand up and overhead. As you release, you're circling to your right this time and sitting towards the right for Ninja or Skasandasana. And if the foot heel is down, go ahead and you can extend and flex toes towards you. If your heel is up, hands in front of you supporting your weight, just so you make sure your knee is safe. As you shift your weight to the left, you also circle to the left, so you could step your left foot back. Exhale, flow. Inhale, cobra, or lazy upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nod head, yes. Shake head, no. Right foot, inhale it high. Knee to right elbow, armpit or tricep, hover, hold. Inhale it back. To nose or forehead, hover, hold. Inhale it back. To the left elbow with a twist. As soon as you start to spin your back foot heel down, send that right foot through and come to the forearm here as you lift the hips up. On the forearm is easier. Keep the hips lifted, belly in. Pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left hand comes back without landing your hips, right? Your hands back to the mat here. Brace core and bring back up the leg. Exhale, foot all the way through. Circle to your left. Variation A of Prasarita Padottanasana. Standing separate leg, a forward fold. Relax into your forward fold here. Little micro bend in the knees if you need to. Hollow out the belly here, pull it in. Shoulders away from ears. Also a good time for those that have a tripod headstand. You might even set up your tripod headstand here. Or supported headstand, Salamba Shirshasana. Good, slowly come back up again. So we're going to come away from our mats with our hands. Hands are going to be apart, much wider than shoulder. So kind of more like a traditional push-up, except our feet are wide apart too. Hips just slightly below shoulder height are about the same. So you're going to inhale there, exhale halfway down, back up, inhale, exhale halfway, back up, inhale, exhale halfway. Good. Now, maybe 3 more on your own. Once you walk your hands back to your mat, You're circling clockwise to your right to step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Bicycle out the legs here. Nod head, yes, shake head, no. Left foot, inhale it high. Exhale to left knee, elbow, hover, hold. Second belly, inhale it back. Knee to nose or forehead round back as you hover, hold. Inhale it back. Now, as you come through towards the right side, again, falling star, back foot, heel spins down, come to the left forearm, keep the hips lifted, right hand reaching, pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes back, try not to let the hips touch. Press back onto the hands, bring the foot back and up. Send it all the way through, circle to your right, to once again set up your Prasarita Padottanasana, except this time, interlacing hands behind back, maybe palms together, depends on how the shoulders feel. And then hinge at the hips as you forward fold. Slowly as you release, you could wiggle right and left, or again take those sort of deeper seated ninjas, if that feels okay for the knee. Make sure weight's supported here so you're not stressing out the kneecap. Circling to your left counterclockwise, left foot step it back, go through an optional flow. Settle the heels down, take 2 breaths. Right foot, inhale it high. Exhale it all the way through. Frame in between the hands. For pyramid forward fold, we're going to step the back foot heel just inward just a bit. We're going to come up, brace through the core here. Belly button, hug it in. Now, you're going to draw again, left pelvis forward, right hip back, similar to what you were doing energetically when you were doing those revolved triangles. Except now, you're coming to a forward fold. Option for reverse prayer or reverse namaskar, hands behind your back. You can also grab opposite elbows if you want, or simply working on the stretch more and playing it safe, hands to the floor or the blocks here too, forward folding. Little micro bend in the knee, brace through the core, inhale, come up. Now exhale, you're going to turn and turn. So you're facing the back of your room, right? Towards the back of your mat. Your left hip is drawing back now, your right pelvis forward. Hug belly in. I'll try the reverse prayer on this side. I'll try to bring the middle finger, index fingers, thin fingers together, and then gradually slide them up the middle back here. And try to press palms together. Belly button in. And I'm opening through the heart center, so I'm pulling the shoulders and the elbows back. And hug the belly in here as I press palms together. Inhaling. Exhaling. Notice where your weight's shifting, right? If you go too much forward, you'll have to really press through that middle toe, big toe to shift your weight back a bit. brace through the core. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, turn and turn, especially if you had that reverse prayer. You might massage the forearms just a bit here. Massage the wrists just a little bit. Let's take another separate leg standing forward fold, because we're gradually going to come to some standing asymmetric balancing with the legs. So it's nice to be able to get a little bit wider and open a bit more here. Also, another chance if you want to set up your tripod headstand. Slippery on the carpet. Good. To add a little extra stretch, we'll circle to our right and either take a full split or a half split here. I'm going to go with Ardha Hanuman on this side, the half split instead. Flexing toes towards me. One hand can come over the foot, or hands can be towards the floor as I forward fold. If you want a bit more, you can even have both hands over the foot here. Really brace through the core, hug in the belly. As you gently come back, circle to your left, so you could set up the full split or the half split on this side. Right knee, shin comes down if you're setting up the half split. Slowly as we release. Circle back to front. Right foot step it back. Optional flow. And downward facing dog. Some might need a child's pose rest here. Feel free to come to your child's pose, or you could also be using downward facing dog as a rest point. Good. If you're in your downward facing dog now, step forward or walk forward. And those of us in child's pose slowly will also come to a standing forward fold. Now some might be here, just giving the lower back a little bit of a break. Forearms could be on the thighs. Gently shake at the head, no here, maybe nod the head, yes, a few times. And then nice and slow. Roll up here, shrug your shoulders a few times. Excellent. Now for Uttita Hasta Parangushtasana, shift the weight over to the right foot. This is where a towel or a strap could come in handy. And I'll actually use the strap today just because I'm feeling the hamstrings a little bit tighter today. So I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to use the strap instead to hook over the foot. So a towel or a strap can do that. Some might just hold the shin, and some might be here, focusing on balance, right? Some might just be here, or taking a tree pose instead. But I'm going to use the strap over the ball of the foot, firm grip in the right hand, as I extend that foot heel away. I'll focus on bracing through the core, belly button in, kind of drawing that right hip back into the hip socket a bit, And then lifting that right foot up higher. Constantly dorsiflexing toes towards me. Chest forward, squared up, shoulders and chest facing forward. Now we'll abduct open to the right here. Grounded through that left side. And if you went out of it just like that, try to balance, brace through the core. Keep extending that right foot heel away. Back to center. Now you might take two hands. You might take two hands over the strap. And the reason for that is we'll try to pull up the middle evenly with the hands and kind of drawing the strap towards the head here. This sort of simulates that kind of forward folding action as we hug in the belly. Release, pat out that left side, shake out the legs a little bit, shrug the shoulders if you need to. Shift weight to the right foot. And again, modifying, picking up the left side. Hold the shin if you need to, or your towel or your strap over the ball of the foot. Give the toes plenty of wiggle room. Holding strap firmly or towel firmly in the left hand. Right hand to your waist, hug the belly in. You're drawing that left hip back into the hip socket. And you're trying to elevate and pull a bit more with the hand. Steady breath. Abduct open to the left here. Belly button hug it in. And maybe gaze over to your right. Good. Coming back to center. Let's do that one pull again, right up the middle. So back over the left foot again, but this time pulling with both hands, the straps upward towards our head as we hug in belly. Release. Pat out that right side a little bit. Shake it out. Good. Now, shift weight again to the right side. You're going to pick up the right here. And this focuses on a lot of external rotation through the right leg and hip. So be careful with the knee, right? If the knee is sensitive here, you go for a regular tree. But you're externally rotating the inner right thigh. You're opening it to the right here, externally rotating it. As you send the pelvis hips forward, you hug the belly in. The knee, you're pressing down and back. And the left hand is constantly pulling on the top of the right foot upwards to place it on top of the hip here. Gently as you release, maybe shake out the knee a little bit here. Plant the right foot down. Shift weight to the to the right foot, and then slowly pick up the left here as you tree. Palm of the right hand is going to cup the top of the left foot. Pull it up on top of the right pelvis hip and place it there, then gradually releasing through the knee opening down. Again, think external rotation to open here through the inner thigh. Belly button in, pelvis, hips forward. Sometimes the foot might stay there. Then you can take both hands to heart center or reach the hands up here in Vrikshasana, variation of tree.
Slowly as you release. Shake out the legs. Good. Top of the mat, feet come together. Belly button hug it in, tuck tailbone underneath. Come to chair, inhale. Exhale, sit back a little bit lower. Gaze up. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, both of them engaged. Hug belly in, tuck tailbone underneath. Shoulders draw back down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot, inhale it high. Exhale it through. Right foot heel down. Now we hold this warrior one. Right hip draw back, left pelvis forward. Sink the hips a little bit lower. Reach up, look up, maybe palms touch. Virabhadrasana Ekam. Keep the hands up there. Extension, turn, turn. So you're facing the back of the room. Pivot, pivot, heel to adjust. Right foot heel glues down. Right pelvis forward and down. Left hip back just a bit. Keep hugging the belly. Warrior one on this side. Inhale. Exhale, glide, open warrior two. Adjust your stance a little bit wider. Swing the arms around. Gaze forward, sink low, 5 breaths. Slowly exhaling. Shake out the arms. Right foot turns, back foot heel turns. Warrior two facing forward. The right side, reach and find length. Sink a little bit lower, 5 breaths on this side. Inhale, exhale, cartwheel, hands down. Right foot step it back, optional flow. Bicycle once or twice if you need to. Settle the heels for a breath, get a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. Nodding head yes and shaking head no. Now, you can hop the feet outside of the hands, and this way you get to kind of practice your hops. Or you could step the feet forward and then outside of the hands here. So we basically come to a low seated squat or malasana. So the way I kind of like to hop is I'll kind of start to bend the knees, springing off the balls of the feet. Hips over shoulders as much as I can. A lot of core control as I look forward. And then landing feet outside of the hands here. I'll adjust just a bit to sit down. If you need a block or two to sit on, go ahead and do that in case your heels don't touch the mat. Block comes in handy. Belly button in. And use the arms here to open through the inner thighs a bit more, or palms come together. Use that leverage. Optional binds, releasing the forearm across the arm across the right shin, shifting your weight to the right, coming around for a wrap or a bind. That's optional.
opening chest, shoulders to the left, and then shifting weight to the left. Arm across the shin, limp arms, the palm is facing up. Up as you reach with your right hand, and you might come around for a bind on this side. Really opening chest, shoulders to the right. Good. Slowly now, as you come, optional crow pose here. So adjust a little bit if you need to come out and kind of shake it out, wiggle it. So you release a bit through the lower back, that's okay. If you're going to go crow to tripod headstand or headstand, just make sure you're in a safe area. Maybe you're closer to a wall. Or as I've shown you before, the two blocks on top of each other, and just set up your crow, head coming onto the blocks. I'm going to do it without the blocks today. The knees come to the armpits, hands about shoulder distance apart, shifting weight to the hands, one foot off the floor, and then maybe the other. Keep hugging in the belly. Top of the head coming down as we set up tripod headstand. Slowly lowering down, especially if you were in your headstand, come to a child's pose right after that. The arms relax a bit beside you here. Rock the head a little bit left and right. Massaging the forehead, the third eye center. Excellent. Slowly as you have a seat, come onto your back, maybe hug the knees into the chest. Circle the knees around. Massage the lower back a little bit here. Take a passive twist in each direction. Slowly switching sides. Wiggle the hips slightly. Stay grounded through your upper back and shoulders. Excellent. We'll bring the feet back down, bend the knees, keep the heels close to the bum, close to the hips here. Okay, keep the feet parallel. Bridge pose, glutes activate and press the hips up. If you want a little neck shoulder stretch, get the hands underneath you, interlace, and keep the hips lifted here, maybe even palms pressed together. Long neck, try to soften through the back of the neck here, close the eyes, belly button hug it in. Thighs parallel, evenly pressing through the four corners of each foot. Slowly as you release, feet can come down, stretch them out here. Take a nice long pencil stretch. Exhale. Hang on to the legs now. Start to rock a bit back and forth. On our second, third, or fourth one, we'll come to Navasana boat pose and we hold. Shoulders draw down, neck long here. Lift through the heart center, hug the belly. If you want a bit more, release the legs. Hands can be parallel with the legs or parallel with the floor, your choice. Now, bring the toes in,
hook the big toes and send the heels back out. Try to keep the feet together. Releasing through the Achilles, stretching the calves here as we extend through the heels. Option to open them up nice and wide. We'll continue to sit up tall. Good. Slowly as we lower down. Now I'm going to go ahead and face you this way. Come into a straddle seated wide ankle, or Upavishta Konasana. So you get as wide as you can. Sometimes it might help to sit on a block. That'll give you a little bit of an elevation there, right? So let's see if I could bring this block underneath me here. Okay, like that. So that might help, especially those that were a little bit tighter in here, as well as the lower back. That extra elevation will give the lower back a little bit of comfort and support. Now, send your heart forward and gradually lower down. Bring another block here if you need to, okay? Flexing toes towards you. Take the palms here, massage these longer sort of tendons and bands on the insides of the thighs here, okay? So take your time as you come into your forward fold. Good. Slowly as we come back, you could stay on the block if you want to. Bending knees, we bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. Seated on the block or the floor, that's really up to you. And if you want to keep your hands behind you, you can. Just make sure that the outer blades of the feet are sort of pressing together as the inner blades of the feet, like a clamshell, we try to open them apart here. And the chest nice and tall, energetic through the inner thighs, pressing the knees apart from each other, belly button in. And of course, with option to even come forward and forward fold here also. Just be aware of your lower back and see how it feels. Forearms pressing the inner thighs away and the hands opening up the feet here. Good. Slowly as you release. Now cross right foot over left as you sit. Even. Beginner level, keep your left leg extended. If you're coming to more of the traditional seated twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana, you're bending the left knee, but you're seated even on the hips here. Now lift and lengthen out of your waist with an inhale. Exhale, turning to your right, and then bringing the left arm across the right thigh, pressing against the back of the thigh here, belly button in. Right hand behind you for support to help you sit up tall. And you'll continue to hug the belly in, and then increment by increment, little micro degree by micro degree, you're exhaling to the right. The inhale, think elongation of your spine. Slowly as you release, coming back to center. Shake out the legs a little bit if you need to. Cross left over right. And you can hug the left in with the right as you turn, or you could bend the right knee. As long as you're seated even on the sit bones here, so you're sitting up tall, notice where your weight is in this little square here. Okay? Lift out of your waist, right hand. Exhale, right arm across. Left hand helps you adjust. You constantly wiggle around a little bit to make sure you're pulling that belly button inward into the spine. And that Uddiyana Bandha engagement is really important here. Soften through the neck and shoulders. Noticing, again, the pace and the quality of the breath. Good. Slowly as you release. Step that left foot back. Go through a flow. Stay in the cobra or the lazy upward facing dog a little bit longer and wiggle the hips around a bit. Excellent. The knees come in to Mandukasana or frog. Curl toes towards you, belly button in. I'm going to use a couple of blocks here so I can start to come up a little bit higher, shifting my weight more over the pelvis. Maybe something soft underneath your knees. Okay? So gradually, this is how the blocks come in handy here. So initially, the Manduka could be upright as we try to hug the belly in and bring tailbone underneath us. And then gradually, we can release it and come into a resting Manduka. Slowly as you press back, send the feet back up maybe. Hips back up, downward facing dog, bicycle it out. Come through for a pigeon on the right side or maybe a figure four. I'll probably take the figure four today. I'll just come to the back, cross right over left here. I could relax the head down, hook the left shin with the palm of the left hand, keep the right foot dorsiflexed, and again, externally rotate the right thigh with the palm of your right hand, okay? As you externally rotate and press it out and away. Meanwhile, you might bring that left knee in just a bit more. Mindful with the lower back here. Good. Shake out the leg. Maybe cross left over right. Or switch your pigeon. Do pigeon on the other side. And please feel free to stay in these longer than you need to. I'm just kind of approaching almost that hour and a half mark for the class. I'm trying to keep the classes a little bit shorter so it's not taking too much of your time. But on this side, I'm taking the palm of the left hand and I'm trying to externally rotate and open the inner left thigh as I bring the right knee shin in, pressing the left foot towards me. Slowly as you release, shake out the legs. Maybe take a happy baby pose. Or Ananda Balasana, rock the happy baby a little bit left and right. Rock a bit back and forth, massaging lower back. You're pretty much ready for your Shavasana. But if you want a shoulder stand or something else that you have in your practice, maybe you set up your shoulder stand or supported shoulder stand with a block underneath your hips, sort of simulating this position but without using your hands. And of course your hips won't be as high, but it's much more sort of yin and restorative. You're not engaging the arms so much. If you're in this position, you want to make sure most of the weight
is in the back of your arms here. You want your hips right underneath your feet. Good. Slowly as you lower down, maybe hug the knees in a bit here, circle around. Hopefully your space is set up for your Shavasana, so please go ahead and get comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and seal the practice here with you, but please feel free to take a Shavasana or come next to a wall, rest your feet up the wall in Viparita Karani, or if you have a sofa, get close to a sofa and maybe just let the legs rest on the sofa here. Keeping the legs elevated allows the lower back to really settle, the hips to relax, and then from there you just want to shrug through the shoulders a little bit and get comfortable. Stay in that position for maybe 5-7 minutes or so, okay? Thank you so much again for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to guide your practice. I look forward to your feedback. If there's anything that you have any questions on, you want to discuss that, let me know, send me a message. Anything in particular you want me to demo more or work on, also let me know. But just in general, I look forward to your feedback and doing more of these classes for you. Again, more information on my website. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Give that video a thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. It would help me a lot. Until next time, be well, stay safe. Namaste.